Hey guys, this is a pretty much unscheduled video in that I'm kind of just struggling with my tracks here, and I got a message from Adam Mann after he did his tracks for dummies on the Tiger, and I think there's some important points that I should make. But these are the tracks I did for the Stug III, and I've just completed painting them with Floquil antique bronze, and then taking some graphite and burnishing them with it. Okay, these tracks are very similar to Carlos Mendez's tracks in that they're very fragile, and I'll explain why. You see the pins there? There's 6 extra pins in that one, and there's 6 extra pins in that one. Those are the pins I put in to adjust the length when I put them on the vehicle, and I'll be able to take them out as needed. What I did was I burnished them first, and I burnished them with this stuff. Eastwood metal blackening solution. I'm not too sure if that's the right stuff to use. I know it wasn't in the case of these tracks the way I did it, but maybe there's a way to make this stuff work. It's not advertised as a modeling product, or not even advertised as a blackening solution for non-ferrous metal, so that's kind of iffy right there. But I wasn't going to go out and pay 16 bucks for 4 ounces of MIG products blackening solution again, especially when I get indifferent results with it. I get kind of an etching, not a blackening. But this stuff here was like 12 bottles for a whole pint. It's the same color as MIG stuff. Maybe it's about the same, I don't know. I'm going to try experiments with individual track links, various solutions, dilutions of this, because I diluted it half and half, and maybe I should have diluted it more. I also shouldn't have done it as long. I dunked them in a jar, diluted half and half, and left them there for 24 hours. And what they did was, they came out nice and black, but they dissolved these pins in the end. So I've had to redo the last 6 links, and I've still got a situation where they kind of are dissolved here on even the ones where I glued the end. Okay, so I'm going to have to put them on real careful and be real gentle with them. I got 3 older models here, probably and some tracks to talk about tracks too. I'm a firm believer in Fruili tracks. I mean, they're just gorgeous. These are tracks I'm doing for a Lova type vehicle. It's not the Lova, it's the where'd it go? Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry for the camera swinging around like this, but it's for this thing here. It's called the Bar, German for bear. I don't even think this is a real vehicle, but I like the looks of it. And I'm doing these tracks. These things are huge compared to the Panzer III, the Stug tracks. If you look at them here, there's a size comparison. Drilling them out is kind of a trip too, because you have to take the drill bit and put it at the very tip of the pin vise, okay, and then it's just long enough to barely go through the tracks. Fortunately, every one I've done so far, the last hole, the drill wouldn't open up. It was open on the track, so I've been able to get the pins in here. They're like 4 times longer to do than the Panzer IIIs. But anyway, why do I use Fruili tracks? Why do I go to all this trouble? Because kit tracks just aren't very good. This is an E10 I did. I entered this in ArmorCon. Got no medal, but I entered 3 tanks, so I don't know if it would have medaled or not. I got a 2nd place at BuffCon in 2014 with this vehicle, but it's got rubber tracks. And one of the criticisms at ArmorCon, because when you enter an amps contest, you get a very detailed sheet where the judges tell you what you did wrong and what you did right, and he gives you your score. But these tracks are rubber band tracks again, and they tend to twist when you pick the model up. Well, what do you care about that? I mean, the model's sitting down and it's sitting on the tracks, right? Well, when AMP's judges look at your vehicle, they do this in private. They take your vehicle and they take it to a little room, and God only knows what they do with your vehicle. But they do pick it up and tip it over and look at every nook and cranny. And this particular vehicle right here is a Leopard. It's the, I think it's a Bronco. And this got a silver, okay? This one I used Fruili tracks on. Now the beauty of Fruili tracks is you can pick this vehicle up, you can put it down. They aren't going to go anywhere except where gravity says they should go. So they're always going to sit right. They go on perfectly. You know, there's a lot of fiddling around with these things. They're burnished, etc., painted and weathered and everything else. Vehicle itself is probably a little over weathered. Now this is another vehicle that I also entered in AMPS, and I got nothing for it, but I don't think I would have got it in anything even if I'd entered it by itself. See, at AMPS you get one medal and that's it. You could enter 10 tanks, but they'll pick the best one and give that the medal it deserves. But anyway, one of the valid criticisms of this vehicle was that I didn't weather the bottom. Which you can see the lower glasses plate, the lower plate is pretty white compared to the rest of the vehicle. And I just goofed up on that. I was in a hurry to get it done. When I got it done, I thought it was done, and that was it. And but anyway, this uses those model casting type tracks. And one of the criticisms I got on my sheets from this one from the AMPS judges was that the tracks didn't lay evenly. Now you can see right in there, there's a little high spot. A real track wouldn't do that. But then again, I was a little bit miffed at that because I didn't think they were that bad. In my rush to get the model to the judges, I probably should have adjusted the tracks a little bit. You know, pulled that one up, etc. You know, but that would never happen with Fruili tracks. These are those plastic, again, model casting type tracks where the pins are glued in the ends of the tracks. You glue them on both sides. Sometimes they break off. Sometimes you have to drill them out again. They don't drill very well. They're really not very user friendly, but they're not bad. They also said the screens were put on unevenly. I can't see that myself. The criticism also was that muffler wasn't the same finish as the rest of the vehicle. Look under your car. Take a look at your muffler. Does it look like the top side of the vehicle? Or even the rest of the underside? I don't think so. But anyway, I really it didn't bother me that much. I just bring it up every time I talk about AMPS. But anyway, this thing did get a silver, and I think part of the reason was that it had Fruili tracks. The other vehicles didn't. This one had rubber tracks. This one had model casting type tracks, but this one had metal Fruili tracks. Just don't blacken them with mystery blackener, or you might end up with fragile dissolved pin tracks. When I pulled these out of the jar, they were great. They looked black and they look beautiful. But then I was looking for the pins and I said, oh, they're not this end, they must be the other end. Whoop, they're gone. They dissolved. So all the pins and all the tracks are kind of weak and very, very fragile. I'll let you know how my experiments on the Eastwood blackening solution goes. I don't have high hopes for it. And I'm thinking I'm going to end up still painting my Fruili tracks with antique bronze and then burnishing them with graphite and things like that. They'll look pretty good. Dab them up with a little bit of rust solution to show some rust along some of the linkage.